Hello, it's been a while since I've been any posts on the Land Rover, but haven't had anything to do really. It's probably due for another oil change, but I'm just going to go through changing the turret struts for the front shock absorbers. These have blown on both sides, and actually to be fair, they're not that bad. I'm sure you're all thinking I've seen a lot worse than that, but I'd noticed it was bothering me. I got some off eBay, and so I've stuck them on. So the video is just to be about what I've done. I'm going to be replacing some of the bushes and taking out the old turret rings from underneath as well. So hope it's helpful to you and you enjoy the video. So it's all a bit tight in here with the hoses and stuff, but just take the intercooler hose off the bottom. That should give you enough access to all these screws across the top here, just to pop the cover off and to give it access to the top of the strut. Just undone 6 little grub screws and just take the cover off. It exposes the top of the strut cover. Just pop that up there, and just there's your nut. There it gets in there, and that will be the top of the shock absorber, and we need to undo that at some point, but not yet. If you look down at the bottom, if you can see down there, it's 4 bolts, maybe 10 mil, I'm not sure. There might be 12, I'm not sure. Have a look in a bit. But they're down there at the bottom, but you can get to those easily by taking the wheel off. Wasn't sure if this is going to work, but it looks like it has. I put the spring compressors on whilst the Land Rover was still down, and then jacked them up and let gravity do the work for me, so I don't have to tighten them up. And it seems to have worked there. They've got a bit of play in there, which is, pressure's off, so that's all we need, so that should be okay. So we'll carry on. Might have to tighten up a little bit, but at the moment it seems fine. I've got a little box jack under there, and it's just pushing it back up just to take the pressure off, so you can move it up and down and help wiggle room. On top of the shock absorber, through this strut access panel, you have a little 8mm flat top, so you can get your 19mm spanner on there to undo that locking nut, or nylock. Otherwise it will just go round and round in circles. Of car mechanics, so I can't get that to not rotate inside. I don't know what's going on. It's to get less and less nipple at the top to get your spanner on, and then you just can't get on it, and it's locking off. So I don't want to round it off. And I've tried a strap on the bottom, that doesn't work because it's just rotating inside, it's got covers on. So going to take it out from the top with the strut connected to the shock absorber, and then see if I can get it off then. Just going to pop this 13mm ratchet on here. You can see the rustiness, and I'm just going to crack them off. You can probably put a long bar on here, get through the top to get onto them. I think the ones at the back are a bit tricky to get to. I do have a long bar, so just put a long bar on there and crank it down. I'm just going to loosen them off first though. So a 19mm spanner on the bottom, and then I've got a Gorilla Grip at the top, which is wrapped around the shock, and that's holding it, just holding it enough to get it off without having to put a spanner on the bottom. I mean, you could probably, if you're going to throw them away, you could probably just put some mole grips on there, or some kind of plumbers, like metal strap chain things. Anyway, this is working, it's doing the trick. So I've undone the bottom nut, and I'm just going to lift the whole shock through the top. The turret's off, that's out, and they're all out, and I was going to take it up through the top, and then I can get to this annoying nut at the top. I think it'd be easy to work on when it's out. Struts come out easy, straight out the middle, taking the spring out, and that's just allowing me to get access here to drop this ring out. It's come out nice and easy. I mean, it's pretty decent condition really. Just going to clean these off, give them a wipe round, and then work on trying to get that out. Managed to get just enough up to be able to jam a pair of long nose pliers in there, just enough grip on that thread without stripping it off to finish it off. I mean, a real pain. I'm not sure what it is. I'm sure someone's going to phone and say you're being an idiot. I probably am being. But I just wonder, it's just probably just the rubbish on the end that just strips the thread. So then it just strips off this and it just jams it all up. Anyway, I worked on it and it was much easier taking it off. I've wire brushed off the thread, and basically it was all the crap and crud that was on the top of the thread which was jamming it all up. Don't do the locking nut. Basically make sure you clean it off with a good wire brush all the way round before you try and lift the nut off. Otherwise it will bind when it gets to the top and you'll have a nightmare. Alright, that's the reason why I'm replacing them. I'm going to replace these Land Rover shock turrets with some new heavy duty ones that I bought online. You know, they didn't fail an MOT, but it's been bothering me and I'm like, I don't like the look of it, and it's not going to get any better, so I may as well do something about it. These are very nice and shiny, aren't they? Probably a massive overkill. So that's a nice little tip. Just as I put that bottle jack in earlier, I just crank the bottle jack up and just push the new ring in place, and just use it to wind up, put some tension on there, and it's just pushed everything in nicely. You just line it all up so nothing's like clipping or catching. Should be able to drop the shock absorber straight through that hole and straight in. And trying it all up. So the top nut's not done up tight yet, but I've done everything else. That's on now. They're all on. Everything's on. They're all done up. This bottom nut's done up. Jack at the bottom is invaluable. Really, really good just for helping lifting and jiggling, moving things around. Alright, it's all done. It's taken 2 hours. Pretty good. Happy with that.